thing about this project that really sort of bugged me was that there's no way to mount an optic. The receiver does not have a rail, and there's no standardized aftermarket mount solution. So what I've done is I've taken a AimShot brand barrel mount tri-rail. As you can see, I've removed the exterior or the left and right side rails with my bandsaw. You can use a handheld hacksaw if need be. What I'm also going to do is I've got a center line scribed here. I don't know how well you can see that, as well as two center punch marks. I'm going to drill and tap it for some 6x32 set screws and just dimple the gas tube. As you can see, and as you probably know, gas tubes themselves are not very thick, so I won't be able to dimple it very far. I'm going to be taking care of that on my drill press. As you can see, I'm set up in the drill press here. I've got the piece in a vise for something this small that the drill bit might grab a hold of. I definitely always want to keep it stabilized in a vise. I've got everything pretty much set up. I've got a number 36 drill bit in the press. I'm going to drill the holes, and as you can see, as soon as I get some resistance from the steel of the gas tube rather than the soft aluminum, I'm going to back off, and it should leave a nice dimple right in the surface of the steel. Last one may have gone through the gas tube. Yep, must have went through. I'm not too worried about that. It's not going to interfere with the operation of the gun in any way. Since the sight block is, or since the sight rail is going to be the only thing that gets tapped, the set screw is not going to go into the gas tube itself, but for the very point of it, which I believe on the set screws I have is a cup point. So it's not going to be a problem. I'm just going to set up to drill the next one and then start reattaching everything to the gun. Well, I did it again, but that's going to be okay. Like I said, since the set screw is not going to interfere with the gun in any way, I'm going to get it off here and I'm going to start tapping. Ask anyone who knows, and they'll tell you that hand tapping is a very long, very oily process. Not going to show you all of it, obviously, just going to show you how you start and then take credit for it at the end here. And there we have it, 2 tapped holes. I'm ready to start reattaching things and putting this back on the gun. Reattaching both the gas tube and the new scope mount is going to be pretty easy. What I've done is I've started the set screws into the bottom of the scope mount. I don't know if you can see that. It's going to be at their maximum depth within the channel here. Next is just going to be a standard reassembly. Pop the gas tube back on. There we are. Next is going to be to attach it. Since there's plenty of clearance here, it's just a matter of getting the screws in the right place. Oh, and you're also going to want to use some thread locking compound. I use thread locking compound on the set screws as well. Oops. Now all that's left is to torque it down. The rail did not come with any sort of torque specifications. I found about 25 inch-pounds, maybe stretching it for an aluminum piece, but it seems to work just well, and it holds it very tightly in place. Alright, as you can see, it's the rail is now in place. Everything's just hand tightened right now. I'm going to torque it down using my Wheeler Engineering fat wrench. One thing you might want to do is give it a visual inspection to make sure that the plane on top of the rail is square with, say the front sight ears, or with some other portion of the rifle. You can also do this with a spirit level, or if you have some other sort of leveling device, to make sure that the rail itself is flat with respect to the rifle itself. But since mine is, I'm just going to start torquing it. Once again to 25 inch-pounds. There's one. There's two. There's three. And there's four. Alright, it is all set, torqued up and in place. Now for this rifle, what I'm going to be using is just a Bushnell TRS-25 micro red dot sight. I'm also a fan of the Primary Arms red dot sight that I have on my Bulgarian SSR-85C